Yo, yo, it's your girl. I am Jaguarpaw, and this is the Jaguarpaw Stripper Vlog show, starring me, Jaguarpaw, aka Mama Monster. So, we have a lot of catching up to do. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm actually going to be looking at the outline that I wrote for you guys to help me stay on track. Hold on one second. I'm turning this music down just a little teeny bit. All right. Yes, y'all, I'm home. We are quarantined. Almost. We're basically, just, like I said, the club is shut down. You know, not really much going on in the city. So anyway, all right. First order of business. Y'all, I am so humbly grateful. Hold on, wait a minute. This little piece of bang is just like bothering me. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's get it a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Now, first order of business. We reached 900 plus subscribers, y'all. Y'all don't know how thankful and gracious and humbly appreciative I am to been able to had reached 901 subscribers by now, which is December going on January. So I'm just really, really thankful for that, y'all. So with that said, if you have not already, please like, comment, share, but most importantly, please subscribe. Okay, the goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and y'all have been oh my god, y'all just been doing a really good job, an amazing job helping me do that. So today's episode is brought to you by Backwoods. Okay. And Mac. Look at that beat. Backwoods and Mac, y'all. Those are our sponsors. Those are our sponsors today. Okay. So, quick update. Y'all, I was supposed to have a consultation, right? Okay, so as you know, I had my surgery a little over a year ago, back in August. I had my initial BBL. So since then, I've shaped up a lot. You know, I had the whole photo shoot to do for Sports Illustrated magazine, and then I had that big Hollywood role that I had to, you know, lose a few pounds for. So, you know, I've been recouping since then, and just basically taking the time on my sabbatical, right? Because everything's closed, so I'm just taking the time to really shape up and to get my mind right, get my body right, all that stuff. However, during the course of the time, me preparing for my movie role, I noticed, okay, so as I'm going down in size, my shape has stayed the same. Now I'm going back up in size, right? And I'm noticing, like, okay, there's little, you know, there's little tweaks and beeps that I'd like to make. So, aside from having another BBL, I was basically considering doing some Sculptra and Renuva. Now Renuva, I'll get into maybe in another video, Sculptra as well, but just know that these are fillers that are designed to help your body produce its own natural collagen, and it helps to add volume and lift to what you already have going on. So, and hold on, wait a minute, one second, because this is, I'm getting a little bit warm. I gotta open this window. One second. One moment. Uno momento. One moment. Still loading, amen. Still loading. And we're back. All right. So the next point I want to get into is basically, I would really like to talk about and get you guys' opinion on sexual marketplace value. Sexual marketplace value. Do you know what it is? Do you know what your SMV is? Do you care? Right? one thing that we have to understand. So for those of you who care, right? This if you don't care, bitch, then this ain't for you. All right. But if you do, all right, we're gonna talk about it. So let's talk about your sexual marketplace value. As a woman, your value, your currency is beauty. Men and women's value, currency value, is different. A man is looked at to be a provider, right? Whereas though the woman, outside of being looked at for her nurturing, she is valued based on her beauty. She's also valued based upon the men that she chooses and the men that chooses her, right? So the caliber of men that you choose to date and or slash marry, this also determines your value. Why? Because other men will look at the caliber of men in your past and your history and will tend to judge you based on that. For instance, let's say you were dating, I'm trying not to think of no ratchet examples, y'all, so forgive me. But okay, just for all intents and purposes, let's say that you was dating Lil Wayne. You was dating Lil Wayne and you was dating Drake, right? So these are two high profile names everyone's familiar with, and when you hear these names, you automatically can associate a dollar amount of net worth behind those names, and notoriety, right, that both of these guys has. So when you associate the woman with both of these men, you automatically associate that status that they have with her, and you say, oh, well, they were dating her a while, so she must be high value in that way. Case in point, let's say same woman decides to date, I've been hearing this floating around a lot on the internet, and the first two names that came to mind, I didn't want to use them because I feel they definitely have negative connotations behind them, but whatever. For all intents and purposes, let's say this lady decides to go and date. She's gonna date Pookie and Ray Ray, right? Now Pookie and Ray Ray, maybe Pookie works at Subway, maybe Ray Ray works at Burger King. Pookie and Ray Ray don't really have much notoriety. No one really knows who they are. I mean, and it doesn't matter if someone knows who you are or not. The point that I'm making is they don't really have much notoriety. No one really knows who that. So if she was to go and tell someone, oh yeah, I'm dating this great guy, Pookie, and he works at Subway, and he's awesome. Other men, a man of a higher caliber will look at that and say, okay, well, you're just dating guys that work at Subway and Burger King. So if that's what you're used to, then what can you do for me? Because in my tax bracket, things tend to be a little bit different. This is how a guy of a higher caliber would think and how he would judge the men that she has been with prior to her getting with him. All right, y'all still with me? Good. All right. So with that being said, so your sexual marketplace value, again, as a woman, has everything to do with your beauty, also your discernment, your judgment on and your track record in terms of just how serious you may be taken, somewhat like a resume, right? if a guy was to look on my resume and he saw, okay, you had two children, you were you ran a household, you were taken care of, didn't work out, but then you later on got married, things still ain't work out, but I mean, you were, in a kept situation, this, that, and third. So he can look at that and say, okay, well, this is what she's used to. She's used to being taken care of. She's used to running a household. She's used to XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. When a man is looking at your track record, your resume, right? So now my favorite is Auntie Shira7 says, lie. Just lie. You ain't got to tell everybody the truth. You can lie about it. You can say, oh yeah, I dated such and such. I dated this person. Get creative if you have to, was her point. The point that she was making. So, but you got to be able to back it up, right? Don't say you have all this refinement and then go on a date, bitch, and then you sitting there with your elbows on the table, don't know the salad fork from the dinner fork, and you just, your manners are non-existent and all over the place. All right, so anyway, when it comes to your sexual marketplace value, again, for those who actually care, and when I say you care, I mean you're actively dating and you're dating with purpose. And we'll get to that in a moment, right? But you're actively dating and you're dating with a purpose. So let's now talk about, because if you're dating, we're talking about a marketplace, right? And in a marketplace, you have products. And these products tend to be on display. Who are they on display for? The products are on display for potential buyers. Potential buyers, right? So let's talk about it. A potential buyer needs to be able to recognize the 3 P's. And you, as a woman, have to be able to number one, you need to know what the 3 P's are, but you have to, once you know what they are, you need to be able to now hone these things and narrow them down. So, what is the first P? The first P is product. What's the product? You. You are the product. The product. Are you what your target audience desires as a product, as a woman? So we just talked about beauty being currency, right? Also, it's not just your beauty. You can't be a beautiful, ratchet bum, right? You have to have some style, some grace. You have to be comforting. You have to be inviting. You have to be inspiring. You have, there's many more attributes to go into your desirability, right? And your attractiveness and your appeal. More importantly, sex appeal, because that's what we're talking about. You have to, I'll tell you, if you, to work on your sex appeal, right? Just look at anyone who you look up to in that way and just like start to practice their mannerisms. You got to fake it till you make it, right? But I'll tell you, I enjoy watching like the show Pose. Let me tell you what I loved about, and we're just deviating real quick. What I loved about the show Pose was the guy, when the guys that were in the house, they had this way of just embodying femininity with the way they moved, and they would, yes, when they walk the runway, honey, and they getting judged on realness. They're getting judged on appeal. They're getting judged on attractiveness. They're getting judged on every facet of their appeal in that moment, right? They were judged. I mean, just head to toe were judged, right? And if you think about it, it's like that in the real world. In the real world, we are judged from head to toe, baby. You was judged on this here wig. You judged on, on your makeup. You're judged on your looks. You're judged on the way that you put yourself together. You're judged on the way that you walk into a room. You know what I mean? You're judged on all of these things. So, Great show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Watch how they finesse femininity. Watch how they embody feminine essence, and you can practice that. Anyway, all right. So back to the point. The 3Ps: product, placement, and pricing. Pertaining to product, you are the product, right? So, are you what your target audience desires? And when we're talking about a target audience, basically, who is the guys that you're going for? Are you looking, are you okay with just having, just a regular Joe Schmo? Are you okay with having someone that, maybe they love you, you love them, and you guys can be partner companions and everything else and whatever, woo, you don't really care what they make, they don't care what you make, and this, that, the third, and you guys can just live happily ever after, right? Are you after that? Or are you after a guy of maybe and when I, please do not get it twisted, y'all, when I say of a higher caliber, just because the guy might not make, maybe he's not in the 6-figure range yet, this is what you call Henrys. High earners, not rich yet. Henrys. So you have white collar Henrys and you have blue collar Henrys, right? Currently, I am dating a Henry. I am dating he's blue collar and he's Henry. That work right now where he belongs, right? So, I'm just being funny, y'all know. No, let me stop. Anyway, point being, are you looking to date a Henry, or do you want someone who's already rich, right? Now, the guys who are already rich, these are the guys who are, and they're both high value men, don't get it twisted, but guys who are already within that rich percentile, you're already, 6 figures and beyond. Remember, it was like to infinity and beyond. You already on your Buzz Lightyear, right? So, excuse me. Look, and then I'm gonna turn around, light the blunt right after that. But yeah, so they're already, to infinity and beyond. Are you after that guy? Because please believe that guy. First of all, each one of these guys, the guy on the lower end of the totem pole, the guy in the middle, the Henrys, and then the guys, that tend to be a little further at the top of the chain. Monetarily, we're talking about monetarily higher caliber earners. Right. These guys tend to be a little, not to say harder to target, but you got to understand, not only are you in this sexual marketplace, but the sexual marketplace is competitive. One thing that I can definitely teach you as a dancer is teach you and tell you. I can tell you as a dancer that competition is real in the arena. So I can also teach you that in your regular civilian life, nip slips, in your regular civilian life, okay, these guys, they can be around or whatever, but again, in your regular civilian life, are you able to compete? Can you contend? Can you compete with the women who may already have their product together, their placement together, their pricing together? Are they offering a better product? What are you offering in your product? Is your product a good product? Their product might be a little bit more shinier, right? So the guys who have the money to spend on it, I'll liken it to this, because I've had to do this within my career, right? For the guy who has Benz and Bentley money, right? If he's to walk into your dealership, is he gonna see a Benz, a Bentley, or is he gonna see a motherfucking Hyundai? What is your product? When you wake up in the morning, are you putting that wig together? Are you putting them lashes on? Is you beating that face? You keeping them nails done? You keeping them feet done? Are you looking extra cute when he comes through the door and you come out? No, I'm just, shameless plug, I'm just saying. Are you doing the things necessarily, or not even kimono, excuse me, when you're out in the world? Point being, are you able to compete with the other contenders out here in this marketplace? So that's your product. Your product, are you what your target audience desires? So again, for the high earner men and rich men alike, are you what is desirable to them? Again, this guy can go out and get a Bentley, bitch, right? So can you compete with that Bentley? Can you compete with that Benz? Can you compete with that Lexus? Are you putting yourself in a position to be able to compete? Right? Okay. So that's product. Are you what your target audience desires? Next is placement. Are you visible and displayed where your target audience can see? So you can be the best thing freaking smoking, right? But if you have no visibility, then your target audience is not able to find you. Case in point, I'm one of the baddest dancers out here in my mind, right? In my mind. But if I'm working at the little rinky-dink players club, I'm working at the little hole in the wall up here. It used to be Stage Door. Y'all remember Stage Door? Comment down below if you from Baltimore and you remember Stage Door. Comment down below. Just put the little hands up or something like that. If you remember Stage Door, y'all remember Stage Door. Stage Door was a hole in the wall, y'all. Don't get me wrong. It was a little couple dollars in there, but it was a hole in the wall. Do you think that Jeezy was gonna walk in there? Drake was gonna walk in there, The Weeknd, Wale, I don't know, Lil Baby, The Baby, A Baby. Do you think that any of these high profile suitors were gonna walk into little teeny tiny Stage Door, hole in the wall Stage Door, right? Because guess what? There was a great product, me being the product, great awesome product in there, but my target audience would never go in there. So for me to set up a display in a place where my target audience would never frequent is basically defeating the purpose. Now the product isn't me and you, we're the product. Now the product doesn't get seen. So case in point, because you're not in the club, I am. So let me convert it into civilian terms. Let's say you frequent, where do you, so basically think about where it is that you hang out the most, right? Are you hanging out, at the curry out? Shout out to Alameda Curry Out. I gotta get me a chicken nuggets. Are you hanging out at the curry out, right? Where you might see Pookie and Ray Ray? Or are you going to Capitol Grill, where you may meet, I don't know what this guy's name's gonna be. Let's call him Mr. Sophistication. I saw it on a movie. The house that Jack built, that shit was crazy. Anyway, his name was Mr. Sophistication. So, are you gonna be at Capitol Grill where you can run into Mr. Sophistication and Mr. High Life, right? Mr. Got It Together, Mr. Big Bang. Big Bang. All right, so that's the product. Are you what your target audience desires, number one? And are you visible and displayed where your target audience can see you? Where are you frequenting? Where you frequenting? Where you going? You have to go where you have to be visibly placed and displayed where your target audience can see you. Now, with the advent of social media, the advent of the internet and all that good stuff, obviously, you can be on social media, you can be on Instagram and all that good stuff, just to the third. But I mean, as far as being out in the real world, right? Where are you frequenting? So be mindful of where you're frequenting as far as when you are looking to place yourself, right? Mindfully place yourself as well. When you go out, Just remember that every time you go out is an opportunity for you to be seen, be visible, and be displayed. So when you are displayed, make sure that you are displayed, honey. Make sure you got that wig together. Make sure you have done your makeup accordingly. Make sure that you are draped in the finest of your drapery. You know, the finest of your clothes. Not the finest, I'm just saying, make sure that you put yourself together for that possible encounter that you could have. All right, and last but not least, pricing. All right, are you affordable for the individuals that want to purchase you, the product, who want to buy, right? This guy, so now, you know, case in point, let's go back to Pookie and Ray Ray. Let's say you don't went to the carry out because you just, all you wanted was a chicken box. You just wanted a chicken box and a half, right? Salt, pepper, ketchup. So you go to the carry out. And now, you know, Ray Ray's trying to talk to you. Ray Ray's cute. You like Ray Ray. You know, he's funny. You actually enjoy having a conversation with him. Come to find out, Ray Ray is actually, he actually works. He actually has a great work ethic. Girl with work ethic. What the fuck is? He actually has a great work ethic, right? You can talk to him. You love being around him. All this good stuff. So let's say, you know, you're vibing with Ray Ray. Okay, let's talk turkey. Let's talk pricing. Is he able to afford you the lifestyle? In the case of you considering him for a long-term relationship, is he able to afford you the lifestyle that you are looking to live? So again, this goes back to what are you looking to accomplish? Do you want to be in a companionship partnership, or are you looking for a husband provider? And oh wow, I guess that'll be the next video. We're gonna talk so much more about that the next video. So y'all gotta make sure y'all tune in, because Mama Monster is not done. We're gonna stick a bookmark in it and circle back around, bitch. Okay. So yes, pricing. Is he able to afford you the lifestyle that you are wanting, right? And I'm gonna actually stop it right there. Because at the end of the day, men do not care about how much you make. Let's be very, very clear, because how much you make has nothing to do with your currency. Your currency as a woman, as a feminine woman, is your beauty, your nurturing, your discipline, your discernment, your ability to support him in his endeavors, your ability to encourage and inspire him in his endeavors, and your ability to soothe, right? Your ability to soothe. When that man and went out and had a hard day, and the world and everybody else is against him, and this, that, the third, how much of a haven, how much of a what do you call it, a sanctuary are you, right? That's where your currency comes into play. Okay, and this is what makes you of value aside from the looks. This is what is going to distinguish you from just another pretty face, right? Just another pretty voice, just another, you know, pair of open legs. This is what will separate you from the rest. So we're gonna leave off on that note, right? We're gonna leave off on that note, but before I go, I really want to raise the question. Now that we've talked about the sexual marketplace value, and we've talked about the 3 P's, your product, your placement, and your pricing, right? We've talked about the fact that as a woman, your beauty is your currency, your ability to soothe, your ability to nurture, your ability to support, to encourage, to inspire, to motivate, to love, right? To give that loving. That is your currency. Okay, so in next week's video, I really want to touch on, are you basically because we slightly touched on your target audience. So we're gonna get into it a little bit more. Who is your target audience? Are you dating for, in fact, yeah, we'll put it like this. Are you dating for a partner companion, or are you dating for a husband provider, right? And allow me to play devil's advocate. We're gonna take it a step further. If dating for a partner companion or a husband provider, right? Let's take it a step further. Within those dynamics, would you rather be the main woman, or would you be the side woman? Both of those positions have their own set of rules, have their own set of responsibilities, and I can tell you that I personally have played both positions. I'm currently a main woman, but make no mistake about it, I have pretty much spent my career in a place of being the woman on the side. Prior to my now relationship, right, within my career, yes, there's been times where I have played that side role. So we can talk about that too in next week's video. Are you dating for a husband provider? Excuse me, are you dating for a companion partner or a husband provider? And also, would you rather be the main woman or the side woman? If you ask me, hoes is winning. But that's another story. Anyway, so I'm so glad that y'all came back to listen to me ramble. And oh man, like I said, in next week's video, we're gonna talk about all this. But please, what I need for y'all to do, in addition to thinking about the things that I threw out there, I would really love for you guys to throw out your questions, right? If you have a question, please comment it to me, ask me, and I will cover it in a later video. Right now, the club is closed down, so you're not gonna see me in the club, so we just gonna have to chat it up for a while until I fly out. And I'm not flying out until the New Year, so we got a few weeks to just chat it up and talk about some life stuff. We won't get it together, baby. So this is Mama Monster signing out. Make sure you again, like, comment, subscribe. Also, leave me your questions so that I can, in a later video, answer them. And we can keep this thing going. So, peace.